Oh. Of kind of, sort of. We're here. It's Thirsty Thursday. It's almost 1700, so we pop on a little bit early on the Thirsty Thursday happy hour. Alan Beal, CEO. Bob Ruprick, Chief Brewing Officer and Brewmaster for Armed Forces Brewing Company, America's Brewmaster, and producer Heather here. And I hope we have some folks joining us today. We're going to debut like a new raw video today on the show. Nobody's seen it yet because we didn't post it. Well, that's not true. We posted an image on Tuesday, I think, and gave people the link to go watch it. So we'll see. We'll actually, post it to the public. I mean, for those who didn't see the post from Tuesday, they can watch the video here. So stick around with us. Bob, we're going to talk about some brewskis today too, aren't we?
We might as well.
We should. I'm thirsty. Are you thirsty? I'm thirsty. That's what we do here. But we're going to talk about your high octane stuff. Yeah, later on in the show.
Okay.
The high octane stuff. You were hard at work at and perfected the recipe. So we'll talk about that too today, and talk a little bit about upcoming events. We're going to talk about where you can get our beer. We have lots of people talking on us to social media, trying to find out where our beer is at, and we're going to address that on the show. Producer Heather, she's the social media guru, so she's constantly answering everybody's questions, and she's on troll patrol every day. I don't know how you do it, man. I don't know how you do it.
Me either.
I don't know. Anyway, if you're watching it, you're over on LinkedIn. Hello, LinkedIn people. Share the post with your network there. Get them watching the show. Hello, everybody on Facebook and over on Twitter. Wow. Do you guys have Twitter accounts? I have one. I have a personal one. I never use it hardly ever. It's just, 24/7 politics, and people trolling each other constantly.
That's why I don't have one.
Yeah, exactly. You've had enough trolling.
Yep.
It seems like we talk about the trolls every day because they're a part of our everyday life here at Armed Forces Brewing Company. Amazingly enough, it's amazing how many keyboard warriors there are out there in their mommy's basement, Okay, so if you're watching on LinkedIn, you're watching on YouTube, you're watching on Facebook and Twitter, get in the chat. Comment to the tweet there. Get in the chat here. Tell us what state you're in, what country you're in. I mean, Bob, we've had people from Ireland and England joined. Spain, I think, even have joined us on the show.
Yes,
They're
we
watching
have.
from overseas. So we'll do a quick shout out to you, but we like to see what state everybody's in that you live in, not state you're in. After a couple special hops, he'll be in a good state. In a good state. So Johnny Garcia, Pecos, Tejas. I wonder if that's in Mexico. I wonder if that's a what do they call them in Mexico? Is it a province? Is it a county? Is it I don't know, a state? California, Alex is in the house from Cali. Cali in the house. Dennis is here, Long Island, New York. Hey, Dennis. So sound off. Get in that chat. Tell us what state you're from. Anyway, Bob, how you feeling today?
Good.
Good. You have been totally hard at work. Because I've called you a couple times in the afternoon. Hey man, I got this boiling. Hey, I'm all that kind of stuff. I got this thing boiling. I got this thing. Hey, check this out. And I get these texts with this delicious looking beer. And like I say in most of the shows, we're all jealous when you do that to us. Doug in Dover, Pennsylvania. Doug, welcome to Thursday 1700 Happy Hour. Gary Vecchio is in Leesburg, Virginia. Shout out to Leesburg, Virginia. We love Virginia. What else we got on there? Producer Heather's going to monitor chat. She's going to put some links in for you as well. So let's kick off the show. Well, we got 3 minutes until 1700. So we'll keep blabbing here for 2.5, 3 minutes until we're ready to toast, because we like to toast every day. Every Thursday at 1700 to our active duty and our veterans and stuff. And I'm going to toast to Bob as well, because he's making such kick-ass fucking beer. I'm trying to think. So we're also fresh back from the Bone Frog Open in Richmond, Virginia at Hermitage Country Club. That was an awesome 3-day event where we went there and we were a sponsor of the Bone Frog Open, helping raise money for the Uncommon Grit Foundation. A great foundation run by our teammate Darren McBee, former Navy SEAL, Darren McBurnett. And, raising money for our fallen warriors, their families, and veterans. I mean, it's a lot of fun. And John Daly was there, golfer. Got some FaceTime with him. Jim McMahon, Super Bowl winning quarterback, Chicago Bears. Jim McMahon in the house. Loving your preamble beer, Bob. Matter of fact, he threw that Ultra to the side and was drinking preamble the rest of the 2 days that we were there. It was great.
All right.
And had his golf cart loaded up with our beer. So it was pretty awesome. I'm trying to think who else was here.
Nice.
There, Jason Redmond, Ray Cashcare was the MC. John Doolittle, former Navy SEAL John Doolittle was there. Virginia State Senator John McGuire, former Navy SEAL, was there as well. So it was, a packed house of people coming together and raising money for the Uncommon Grit. Major Ed Polito was there. So we had a good time with everybody. He's something else, that Major Ed Polito. Ellen, how you doing? Love me some Major Ed, without a doubt. Let's see. Oh, Chad, Texas State Manager Chad Ellis for Armed Forces Brewing Company, texts me and said, Pecos Tejas is in West Texas. You don't mess with Texas. I apologize. So, hello, West Texas. Rebecca Paris in Tampa, Florida. Hey, Rebecca. Bob Luthen joining us through LinkedIn. Bob, how you doing? Bob Luthen, great guy. We were on his podcast there. He's got a podcast. Let's see. Who else we got? We talked to Dennis, gave a shout out. Host confusion. What's that mean? I don't know. All right, Bob at 1700. Heather at 1700. What now?
I said
What
you
now?
asked what state I was in. That would be
confusion. Oh, God. Bob, working with the hops, fumes, and all that good stuff down in your lab there. All right, everybody got their adult beverage. Heather, producer Heather, what are you drinking today?
I'm boring. I have tea.
Producer Heather.
Can
You
we,
mean pour
can we
some
mute
whiskey
her?
in?
Heather, you drink more than
Yeah.
me and Bob combined.
I'm trying not
Okay,
to.
what is the tea shit? That's so fucking wimpy. Tea, I've got tea. Matter of fact,
Do we
Rob-
put whiskey in it?
man, yes, something. Put some whiskey in that tea, girl. Bob, what are you drinking today? Everybody on here wants to know what you're drinking. But don't, if you can't say, if it's super secret, top secret. Uh-oh. What do you got? Is it secret?
Piece.
Get out.
I don't know.
Okay, that's secret. Wow. It looks delicious too, buddy. I saw that ad and oh my God, look at that color. I want to, okay. It's past 1700. So let's do our toast. I'm going to pop my Cat Shot Lager open. So everybody grab your adult beverage, your preamble, your Cat Shot, your special hops, your Bob's got his super secret beer that you can't know about, but you will know if you're a shareholder in the company at the Rally Point event. You're going to know about this new beer we got coming out, but only if you're a shareholder. From 11 to 1, we're going to unveil 2 beers, actually, and then the general public comes in. They do not get to taste these 2 beers. Only shareholders do from 11 to 1 at Rally Point. Brian Kruger says, water, I'm driving. I'm glad you're drinking water, Brian, while you're driving. That's good. That's a good thing. James Sharkey, mention my post chicken shit. PBR. He's drinking PBR. Dennis has got my preamble. Great beer, Bob. James Sharkey, PBR. What a sad life. Just kidding, Chad. Or sorry. Who is that? James. Okay. Anyway,
James?
shall we toast? Let's
James
toast
Sharkey.
to our veterans. Let's toast to those deployed, active duty, wherever you're at, veterans, patriots. We love you. Toast. God, I love Cat Shot. I love it. And it was a big winner at the Bone Frog Open. Gary Vecchio says, only have coffee. Send me a 6-pack. Gary, I'll tell you what, you can get a 6-pack. You can order online, or if you're in Maryland, Rhode Island, Virginia, or Texas, you can go to a store and get our beer. You can. So I'll tell you what, let's play the Rally Point first. Everybody, I can't wait for this event. It's going to be awesome, and everybody's excited to come. Make sure I have the right video.
This is Armed Forces Brewing Company, and we do things a little bit different.
Do you like beer, hanging out with fellow patriots, and tanks? Of course you do.
All Armed Forces Brewing Company investors are invited to an exclusive event built around those 3 things. And the general public can come too. Meet the team. Try pre-release beers.
Hang out with veterans and special operators like me. Eat kick-ass food.
Listen to awesome music from Navy veteran and patriotic rocker Dave Bray USA and country music artist Tim Montana. And take a shitload of selfies with tanks.
For as little as $200, you can own real stock in our great American brewery.
Join us for Rally Point 2022 at the Americans in Wartime Experience in Northern Virginia.
You don't want to miss it.
The general public can buy tickets and join us at Rally Point after the shareholders only portion of our event.
Okay, producer Heather's going to put the link into Rally Point tickets in investing in Rally Point tickets, because I mean, if you're an investor, you get to come in from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. There we go. So you know, $200, invest in the company, get some real stock, get some perks along with that stock, and get into Rally Point for free, and join us because America's Brewmasters got 2 beers that we're going to taste only for shareholders. 1 o'clock is when general public gets let in to see Tim Montana and Dave Bray USA up on stage, but they don't get to try America's Brewmasters beer. Right, Bob? And that's going to go fast just from the shareholders, that beer. If it there's one of them in his hand. He's not going to tell you what it is, but there's one of them in his hand right there. Look how delicious that looks. That looks delicious. What do you think, Bob? You're smacking. It's got to be delicious.
Getting there.
It's getting there. All right.
We're close.
So get over to Rally Point. Do we put the link in there, producer Heather? Awesome. Navy veteran in Auburn, Indiana. Hey, Scott. Oh, Scott Diggs. You're in Auburn, Indiana. I didn't know that. What else we got? Ooh, Chad Ellis has a fresh special hops IPA. Going for the big stuff there. All right. So anyway, if you're joining us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever, get in chat there. Tell us what state you're in. We always go back and look at the comments there. So anyway, speaking of beer, now, you know, everybody. There's a huge segment going to non-alcoholic beers, and there's a huge segment that are going for the high octane stuff as well. And Bob, you worked on that for quite a while. I'm correct me if I'm wrong. It's in the yeast. That high octane beer.
Yes.
It's in the yeast.
Yes.
So tell us how that works. How do you get a higher alcohol content beer through the yeast? What happens? It's a chemical reaction, right?
Well, first of all, you've got to have a yeast that's genetically capable of high alcohol.
And you know yeast.
And
if there's anybody in America that knows yeast, it's Bob Ruprecht.
After you've got that genetically capable yeast, you've got to be nice to it. You've got to give it all the nutrients it needs. You have to make sure it has lots of friends. You know, you can't expect one yeast to get the job done. You need a lot. It's
Nutrients. What is yeast?
And it's got to be
eat?
the right strength. Yeast likes a lot of micronutrients, including zinc and copper.
Ooh. Really?
Yes.
So if I go to a home that's empty and I steal their copper piping and I come over to your house and shave the copper in there,
Maybe just throw a penny in with it.
Throw a penny in.
I think they're mostly zinc these days anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. So, okay. So how do you get, I mean, elaborate maybe a little bit further on how you grow that ABV content. Like Special Hops is 6.7. We've got a beer coming out that is
13. Yeah.
And it's delicious too.
Yeah. You got to use about 4 times as much yeast, twice as much barley as, say, Special Hops. It's just everything about the beer is big. More hops, more yeast.
Wow.
Everyone would steal electrical wire. All right, Scott, we're coming for your wire.
Your copper wire, Scott Diggs. It'll feed the yeast. So is it a certain amount of time?
Like I said,
is there
nutrients? Yeah, just yes, it does require more time. Absolutely.
So the more you let the yeast ferment, whatever.
Well, Alan, it's just like people. You put a big job in front of them, it takes a little bit longer.
Except for trolls, doesn't take them long at all.
Except for trolls, yes, they're always at work.
Interesting. All right, well, let's play something for those who haven't seen it. Now, as you know, Rob O'Neill is our partner in the company, our teammate, our brand ambassador. And Rob, former Navy SEAL Team 6 operator, killed Osama bin Laden on the Bin Laden raid. The Bin Laden raid was called Neptune's Spear. That was the name of the raid. They named the mission. And I think they called bin Laden Geronimo for that raid. So we decided, the team, to come out with a beer on the anniversary of the bin Laden raid, which is every May 1st. And Bob decided that it was going to be a high octane beer. And here's what we came up with. So this is going to be a special Armed Forces Brewing Company release in select markets around the country. Don't know which ones yet. We're getting there. But we're going to get into production on this. And like I said, special release, May 1st. So check it out.
In a world where terrorists once deviously worked with impunity, one slimy group and their evil leader committed an unprecedented atrocity on American soil. They attempted to live in hiding, but were met with ferocious retaliation from the greatest military ever assembled in the history of war. Vindication was finally served on May 1st, 2011, when the finest helicopter crews in the world delivered the most lethal SEAL team ever to the doorstep of the most vile human in modern history. That team was there with 4 objectives: red, white, blue, and kill. The mission was called Operation Neptune's Spear. Now, one Navy SEAL and a veteran-owned beer company wants to commemorate that fateful night every anniversary from now until eternity. From sea to shining sea, Armed Forces Brewing Company is proudly introducing to the free world Neptune's Beer. For God and Country, Lager.
For God and Country Lager. Now, Bob, you're pretty proud of that beer. You brought samples from your lab to a little project that we had going on so that the entire team could taste it. And I'll tell you what, everybody loved it. Loved it. Not liked. They loved it. So you got to be proud of that beer. And you got to be pretty excited to get it out there to market on May 1st, 2023.
Absolutely.
When it comes out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And by that
that
time, we're going to be rolling.
particular day, everyone on my, yep.
Everyone, what?
Everyone on the team was my best friend that day.
Yes, they were. You took good care of them that day. Everybody, they were super excited about that. They loved it. Absolutely loved it. Sound like Joe Biden there for a minute. Anyway, I had to throw that in there. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah.
Are you reading off the teleprompter?
Yeah. What's that? Oh my God, it's getting bad, isn't it? Jeez.
.com.
You over in chat there? Scott Dix, thank you, Bob, for the amazing beer. Yeah. I second that one, George. Jersey is thirsty. Guess who that is? That's our that's brother Eric. Jersey's thirsty. Hey, Jersey's thirsty. Forget about it. Get over here now. We're working on Jersey. We're working on Jersey. George Bates Jr. I know George Bates Jr. We need Armed Forces beer in the Garden State. Joint Base McGuire. Yeah, George, we're coming. We're coming. We're working on New Jersey, folks. Promise. So let's talk about the beer locator. Heather, I promised we were going to talk about that because a lot of people are, where can we get the beer? And lately, a lot of people have been commenting about, well, we went to the store that's on your beer locator and it wasn't there. So we want to address that on this show today, and we'll do it in some social media posts as well. But we're a growing company. Our beer is selling great, but we've also got fresh beer making its way. And I'll take Maryland for a good example because it's one of the areas where the beer sells very quickly. And we're brewing most of our beer in Florida. And Buck is our distributor in Maryland in about 12 counties. So getting the beer up here and getting that beer out to stores, it's the supply and demand a little bit. And we're getting our steam, getting our footing and getting our steam and getting the beer up here to Maryland. Matter of fact, Buck has just picked up a rather large shipment from the warehouse here in Maryland, and you should be seeing our beer trickling out to Maryland stores here. I would say by next week, Bob? You think getting out?
I believe so. Yeah. That sounds reasonable.
Yep. So
just like to remind everyone about the beer locator. That is stores that have taken our product. We don't have any way to update whether they're still in stock. So it's good to call ahead.
Yes. Amen. And that's the key right there. Call the stores ahead and see if they've got it in inventory. That way you're not driving all the way out there and then you're disappointed if the beer's not there. So gradually
yell at Heather. Then she gets
and then yell at Heather.
And then yelling at me.
I
don't get mad. I get frustrated.
Well, I could imagine. I could imagine. Get even. Yeah, producer Heather will cut you. Be careful. But anyway,
there's 500 stores on the beer locator, and none of us have time to call to say, "Hey, do you have our beer in your store? I need to update my beer locator." We don't have time for that.
Yeah, tough to do.
It's
so
been
yeah,
a problem
once again,
with every brewery I've ever worked with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So remember, the entire country pretty much is in the 3-tier system. Okay, folks. So what is the 3-tier system? It was a system developed after Prohibition. And what happens is we make the beer. We're called the supplier. We sell it to a distributor. Then they pick up our beer and then they distribute it out to your retail package stores, your grocery stores, your independent package stores, your tap rooms. All right. So we try to monitor as best we can how much beer, and we try to get as many reports from them as possible on how many cases they dropped off at package store A and package store B and tap room, how many kegs went to tap room C. But we try to keep up on that as much as possible. But honestly, you just can't do it. It's impossible to do. So once again, call a store ahead of time. When you get on the beer locator, you put your zip code in and boop, a bunch of stores pop up around your zip code. Call some of those stores, make sure they've got product in inventory and product on the shelf. And that'll help alleviate maybe a wasted trip to that store. Now, there's one other little confusing caveat to this, and I wanted to talk about this as well in the show, gang. We're getting ready to eliminate a lot of confusion. When we started out with putting the concept together, me, Bob, Amit, and Jason, we started with Seawolf Brewery is what we started with. Seawolf was, we plan on just making beers that tribute Navy service, especially the Naval Academy. And as we push that out on social media, out into the market space across the country, we had airmen getting a hold of us and soldiers getting a hold of us and guardsmen. No, what do you call it? Coast Guard. Is it Guardian or is that Space Force? Good question. We'll submit that to the listeners out there. Space Force, are they the Guardians or Coast Guards? Coast Guard, the Guardians. I don't know. We call them coasties sometimes at the Coast Guard. Anyway, the point is, yes.
What are you
Puddle
drinking?
Pirates.
Puddle
What am I
Pirates.
drinking?
What? I want some.
Am I? Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, to make a long story short, we created all the other brands for all the other branches. Well, the chains thought it was rather confusing for that. So we decided to put everything under the Armed Forces Brewing Company label. Right, Bob? Heather?
Correct.
So when you go to the store, you're going to see on the shelves Armed Forces Brewing Company beer, but you might still see some residual Seawolf Brewery beer on the shelves. So when you call these stores, ask for Seawolf Brewery or Armed Forces Brewing Company beer. There you go. Producer Heather's holding up the cans. There's the difference right there. That can get a little confusing because if you call up a store and say, hey, do you have Armed Forces Brewing Company beer? No, we've never heard of that, or no, we don't have it. Some people, in Maryland anyway, are switching over to Armed Forces Brewing Company branded beer. So that's it in a nutshell. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So anyway, we'll do something with those brewery brands down the road. Something. We'll see. Bob, why do veterans like to drink beer so much?
Same reason everyone else does.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Yep. So we got the group together and made some commercials. Of course, everybody's mostly seen our raw videos series, and we got a new one out. So I figured we'd play it real quick, and it's called Tactical Beer Tasting. So with Rob O'Neill, Ray Kashkar, and Darren McBurnett. Check it out.
Preamble. Let's give it a whirl. Preamble. This is America in a can. And what do we say about a can? I can, you can, we can.
Yeah.
Let's do this. So this is the light. This is the light. This is my go-to. This is my girl.
That's like grandma, apple pie, and stripper poles all in one.
It's like I'm consuming it.
Did you say grandma apple pie and stripper poles?
Yeah.
Well, when I drink this, I think of the Constitution. I think of America. And I think of the red, white, and blue. But now he's got me thinking of strippers. You notice we fill them up according to height? The official beer of freedom. I can't make this shit up. The official.
Yeah.
Neither one of you have your fucking reading glasses on.
I can see it.
It says the official beer of freedom. So if you drink this beer, you're drinking freedom. This is freedom in a can. Cheers, America.
Cheers.
We love
Cheers.
you.
Veteran owned, made in America. The taste of freedom.
Tactical beer tasting by veterans. Mom, apple pie, and stripper poles. Oh my God. You can't make that shit up. Funny stuff, guys. Funny stuff. So they were trying Preamble, We the People, light session lager, and big seller in Texas, man. It's selling like hotcakes in Texas. Over at HEB supermarkets and other places too. They're getting, Bob, aren't they getting their first draft kegs over there in Texas too? Pretty quick.
We've been shipping out to Texas for about.
Awesome. So you're going to see a lot of tap handles going on.
They are. Yeah.
Awesome. I can think of one that they've actually got Preamble on tap, and then they've got Catch On and Special Hops in cans. Jay Gilligan's over in, I think is it Arlington, Texas? Maybe. Jay Gilligan's. It's close to Texas Stadium. I know that. Jay Gilligan's. There it is. Arlington, Texas. I got it the first try. That's good. We got anybody from Texas on the Space Force or the Sentinels, says Steven. Sentinels, is that what they came up with? Sentinels? Is that official? Steven would know. I think he's in NASA. Any news on a brewery in Annapolis would be a great location. You know, Dennis, we're working on a brewery location. We thought about Annapolis. I think. Go ahead, Bob. You're going to say something.
Annapolis would be a great location. I think the cost of real estate is going to price us out of the market, though.
Yeah, man. When you're having to pay $24 to $58 a square foot in Annapolis, crazy. Veterans plus freedom in a can.
$50 packs just not it, are they?
Yeah, no, not at all. Good question, though. Great question. Great camaraderie, just like cigars and sports, and it's American made. Gary almost makes me want to deploy again. So you don't know where your beer is selling. Well, Glenn, we do know where our beer is selling. That wasn't the point.
We just don't sold out.
Yeah, we just don't know where it's sold out. There you go. You heard it from Brewmaster Bob. Seawolf is a great logo. Yep. It is. Space Force or the Sentinels. Okay. There's Amit. Amit's howling on there. Coasties. Brian Kruger says Coasties. Yeah, Gary says Coasties. Puddle Pirates. We're going to come out with a Coast Guard beer sooner or later. We're going to come out with a couple of them. All right. Brewmaster Bob has
look at that
switched gears.
It's changed color.
That's illegal, Bob. That's just unethical.
Switching colors?
No, holding
Switching colors
deliciousness up in our
midstream?
face.
You can go from light to dark. Just to light.
Yeah. You're holding
Actually, I don't think it
deliciousness up in our face, dangling the beer. Are you doing anything in New Mexico? Not yet. Not yet. But we're working on New Mexico. Let's face it, folks, we're working on national distribution and global export. It's a time in due time, and we're going to keep all of our shareholders abreast of our growth and expansion, and the public. What is this, James Sharkey? 6 Neptune's beer equals 24 PBRs. That's excellence. You're pissing excellence there, yes, too, indeed. James. Sandra Maria. Hi, everyone from the basement. She is Sandra Maria on the AFBC Veterans Foundation is in chat. Brian Kruger. Brian, I donated 3 cases to a golf tournament that takes place tomorrow. Brian, thank you so much for doing that, man. We appreciate that. Let us know what golf tournament that is, and we'll give a shout out. Are they? Hopefully, they're raising money for a veterans organization. If Brian's involved, I'm sure they are, or a good organization. Let's see, what do we got? How about New York? Dennis, New York, we're working on it. I think we're going to be pretty close to getting it in around most of New York, except for Manhattan, the 5 boroughs. I don't see that in sight anytime soon, to tell you the truth. It's pretty chaotic there right now. Yes. Let's see what else we got. I'm going down the chat here. Okay, so the first was an Oktoberfest and now a stout. How am I doing, Bob? Oh, he's trying to guess the beer you had in your hand. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to guess the beer you had in your hand. Yeah, Maryland ain't cheap. Just looking through the comments here. All right. Jay Gilligan's in Texas. Can't wait to go there and check that place out. Preamble's on draft, and they got Cat Shot and Special Hops in cans. So anyway, let's see.
Eric Tomsky says one nod for yes.
Oh, because he's saying I talk too much?
No.
Florida, or Florida.
Who's are in the class?
Oh. Florida, or Florida is my recommendation for the brewery. Yeah. Florida, the great free state of Florida. It's a great place, great magical place, great beer market down there. Everybody's moving there. Gosh darn. I forgot to tell everybody. We launch in Florida November 1st. If you didn't know. Our beers are going to hit Florida stores November 1st in select areas, and then it'll just start to grow throughout the whole state. Okay, Gary just wrote us a very long. Thank you, Gary. Alan, great job. I'm a fan. I'm going right now to a Total Wine to get a 6-pack of Preamble. Gary, call ahead to that Total Wine and make sure they have it in stock. I'll get a chance to meet you all at the Tank Farm. Gary's coming to Rally Point. Awesome. Gary, we can't wait. Get your friends and get them out there to Rally Point. Was there a few weeks ago on a scout camp out. Great place. Oh, and you know what, Gary? That's the tank farm is a great place to take your family. Yes, and the kids especially to get on the tanks and learn about them. It's just, great military history, and there were just a ton of Boy Scouts and kids out there at the tank farm for their open house. A super cool place. To all vets out there, if you're IT, please follow us on LinkedIn for job opportunities. Get that, veterans. If you're in IT, look in the chat there. Gary Vecchio's got jobs. We like people who are supplying jobs to veterans. All right. Let's address another topic. I'm going to get into the shareholders portal and do an update video this week for all of our shareholders, but I'm going to talk about the beer locator deal. But I'm also going to talk about another subject, and that is the perks. Perks. You saw producer Heather's face go like that. Perks. Where are they? Why haven't we gotten them yet? When are they coming? So let's address the perks real quick. If you invest in the company, when you go and invest and buy stock in our company, you get perks along with your investment, along with the stock. There's different levels there. And some of them are shareholders ball cap. Some of them are challenge coins. Some of the perks are stickers and beer glasses, all those kind of things. So the perks are going to be sent out. Right now we've got Heather, 5,900 shareholders in the company plus.
Yep.
We're knocking on 6,000 here. That's a lot of people and a lot of perks to make for all those people, because you don't just get one beer glass, you get 4, or you get 2 hats, or you get 4 challenge coins, or you get whatever the perk level might be. So, do the math. You've got a lot of things to manufacture. And not to make a big excuse about it, but American manufacturing is still pulling out of COVID a little bit. God, we're trying to make tap handles or get printed cans, and the time frame is 14 weeks to get things made. Plus, not only that, you've got to get them to a fulfillment center is what they call them, a fulfillment center, so they can be boxed and shipped. That takes space and people, and so we ordered what? How many hats did we have to order?
10,000.
10,000 shareholder ball caps. They're super cool. That's a high volume of hats, ball caps to make. And the best thing of all, they're not coming from China, folks. They're 100% American made and manufactured right here in good old USA. Shareholder ball caps. We're pivoting our entire apparel line to 100% American made products by a veteran owned company. So, there's a little waiting time there. The perks are going to be fulfilled at the end of the closing of the round. We're not sure when that's going to be, but we'll get all those perks to thousands and thousands of shareholders at the end of the round. I guarantee you, when you get them, you're going to love them. They're high quality American-made products, and that they're made by a veteran-owned company as well. That alone for me is super worth the wait. That's how I look at it. And that's our company mandate. We care about our veteran-owned businesses. We care about American businesses, American and veteran jobs. We care about that stuff. We're mandated to stay there. Heather, would you like to add anything in about the perks? Because you are the one who get most of the emails about people asking about the perks.
Nope, that's about it.
Did we cover it pretty good?
Yep.
Cool. One of those perks is one of the best perks of all. That's at the brewmaster level, where, and I think that's a $10,000 investment, I believe.
I think so.
Invest $10,000 in the company, and guess what you get to do? You get to create and brew a beer with America's brewmaster sitting in that chair right there, Bob Ruprecht. Now that's got to be fun. That's got to be super cool.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, because you've got a lot of people wanting to brew beer with you, don't you?
That's what they tell
as
me.
he drinks that deliciousness. You got a few people. Yes.
Got a lot of people.
Come to Papa. Come to Papa. So you get to, at the $10,000 investment, you get real stock and that perk. You get to hang out with Bob at the brewery and make a beer with him. He's gonna show you how he makes beer, but not give away all his secrets. he's got a lot
secrets.
of
I am an open
secrets. No, you. If you were an open book, then everybody be making kick-ass beer, and believe me, they're not, my friend. Let's see. Should we go back to chat and take a look at what's going on, guys? We love your comments in there, so you can ask questions, whatever you want to do. Brian Kruger back to his golf tournament that he's got beer going to. I think he said tomorrow. It's a Masonic scholarship charity happening at Furnace Bay Golf Course. We provide several scholarships for a local high school and help support the music program. That's awesome. Awesome, Brian. Good stuff. Salute. Who gets the beer Bob makes with a 10K investors? How much is brewed? Who gets the beer? Well, you get the beer. You're going to... Here, hang on. Typing in a URL real quick. Here we go.
You get 2 cases of the beer.
2 cases of the beer. What else do they get along with that? In the perks. See, the cool thing about this, I think you get all the perks behind you as well, I believe. Let's see. Brewmaster. Yeah. So at the Brewmaster level, $10,000 to $24,999. In addition to the shares of stock you purchase, you of course get the stickers, you get the challenge coin, your name on the wall of investors, VIP treatment, annual shareholders event, you meet and greets, access to our investors only section of our website, 10% of the apparel store, Armed Forces Brewing Company hats, beer glasses, VIP tent section at an event, membership in the company's tasting club, and you and our brewing team will develop a beer together that you will name the beer. We will brew and package a small batch of the beer. Give you 2 cases, and we'll sell the beer in some stores and or online. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That would be a home brewer's dream, I would think. Or somebody that doesn't brew. It'd be their dream too. Heather, you're a home brewer.
Yes, I am.
You like to brew your own beer.
Mm-hmm. We brewed Oktoberfest 2 weekends ago.
And
I don't know. It went
still,
well. I haven't tasted it yet. It's not ready yet.
Okay. What are you going to call it?
I don't know. It's our beer that we drink while we're taking our kids around trick-or-treating.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
We fill up growlers. We fill up other parents' beers.
Yeah.
We share with the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's really cool. Along with the vodka you make and the wine you make and the bourbon you make at your house too.
No, I have a whiskey barrel.
Yeah, yes you do. Yes you do. Shane LaChapelle. I'm a home drinker.
What is in the whiskey barrel?
Nothing right now.
Well, are you
need
going
to
to
put
use
something
the
in
whiskey
it.
barrel? Are you?
I'll put something in it. I don't know what to do.
Put your Oktoberfest in there.
Just a small barrel.
Let's see. Oh, Scott Diggs sucking up to you, producer Heather. Frank Goulet is in the house. Picked up some preamble at HEB supermarkets. Love it. Thank you, Frank. Glad you love it. That's something we could talk about real quick. And I've been meaning to ask you, Bob. So when you brought that first sample to the September 11th Navy football game where everybody got to try it,
yes,
people were grabbing my arm. This is so good. It's so good. Of course, we went through that whole keg in 20 minutes or less. So good. What is this? There's this flavor profile on it. I don't know what it is. I can't grasp what it is. So I keep getting comments about that from people who drink it. This is so good because it's a light session lager and it is 100 times better than the light beers out there. 100 times better than the light beers out there.
We put hops in it.
There's a special okay, there's a special taste to it though. It's real light and how should I explain it? Flowery? Maybe? Is that the crystal hops in it?
Again, we put hops in it. Yeah, probably so.
Tell us, crystal hops. Elaborate. Crystal hops.
Sourced from a farm in Michigan.
Must be that Michigan water.
Growing.
Soil.
It's something.
It's special stuff. It's good stuff. Good stuff. We get that that's grown by Dogstar, right? Dogstar hops.
Correct. Yep.
Winner of the Michigan Chinook Cup for growing, veteran owned.
That is correct.
And operated.
Yes.
Amazing place.
Yes, sir.
Amazing place.
We're gonna have to get them on the show one of these times.
Dial that number, baby. Get your boys on the line. Absolutely. Let's get them on here. That would be a great show. Let's talk about hops. Let's talk about them growing. Let's talk about their military service. That'd be awesome. All right, what else we got? Do you guys see any comments jumping out? Dennis Minogue. Screw Manhattan and the boroughs. They voted wrong. I'm in Long Island, retired NYPD and 9/11 first responder. Yes, Dennis, I agree with you. Chaos there. Craziness going on. All right, let's see. Let's all have a beer together and get real. I'm just looking at the chat here. If you're not following us on Instagram, that's one of the platforms we do not live stream through our studio too. You can find us on Instagram at Armed Forces Brewing Company. Of course, we have fun making reels and stories over there, and producer Heather's on there all the time. Make sure you check her Instagram account out as well. I mean, they may not know this, Heather. You're a certified chef. You're a trained, certified chef. and pastry chef.
Yep, my degree is in professional baking and pastry.
Yep.
I also have a restaurant management degree, and my job before this one, I was a sous chef in a Latin restaurant.
You used to put a lot of food pics. I haven't seen a lot lately. I've seen a shitload of alcohol pics.
I work a lot.
But yeah, you
Don't
do.
cook often.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not as much as I would like.
The mortar keeping the bricks together, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
It's just me, so cooking for one isn't really fun.
Cooking for you isn't real fun?
Just for one person.
Oh,
I
just
make
for
stuff
one
and it's
person.
like a whole bunch. So usually when I make like big batch soups and stuff like that, I have like a rotation, and I just kind of been like, hey, here's what I've made. I'm dropping dinner off for you. And I just kind of hit up family members, friends, drop food off for them.
Cooking for one person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my
Okay.
kid's picky, so he doesn't need any of them.
So you don't feed
That
the
means
child?
Say what?
Huh?
You do not feed the child?
I feed him.
You're not
but
cooking for two?
He's chicken nuggets, and I'm not eating chicken nuggets all the time. Dinosaur chicken nuggets.
I hear you. I hear you.
He eats
I was
a lot.
I was gonna tease her and go, man, that's a signal for single. That's what I was gonna tease her about. Heather, producer. Guys, hey. If you want to email her at info@armedforcesbrewingco.com, go ahead, guys. That's info, INFO, @armedforcesbrewingco.com. All right. Anyway. I had to go there. It's just too funny to not address. All right. Anyway, let's see what else we got here on the on the list here of topics to talk about for Thirsty Thursday. I mean, my God, we could talk about what's going on in America and politics all day long, but everybody's doing that. We'd rather keep it on the beer subject more than anything. Remember, here we go. All right, beer and politics. Remember when we could all sit down, whether you were a Democrat or a Republican, and have a beer together and talk politics and not call each other names or throw a beer on the other person and stomp out somewhere, or you know what I mean? Or brawl. Well, okay, Marines brawl no matter what in bars, but you know what I mean, you know? Remember those days? Yeah. Well, those days just aren't happening anymore. So, let's see. I'm going back to chat here, you guys.
Dennis has a question. Here. Any new merchandise available? Looking for a tin AFBC for my bar. Like a tin tacker.
We've got a lot of things that are in the works. A lot of those things. Tin tackers, yes. We got a whole new online store that's in development that we're going to launch here probably right after Rally Point, I think. It's in the works, isn't it, Heather? We're working on that.
Yep.
Heather loves tin tackers too. That's why she loves tin tackers.
I got that one when I went to the Guinness factory in Ireland, when I lived in Ireland for 5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
I actually went to the Guinness factory.
Lived in Ireland for 5 weeks. Tell us.
I lived in Ireland. That was 13 years ago.
What were you doing in Ireland?
That was part of our program, for our culinary program.
Ah.
You got to live there. If you did like your management and whatnot, you got to live there, see how they ran the restaurant, front of the house, back of the house. You did every job, and each week you had a different job that you did, learning about how the business ran and everything. But
how to cook with Jameson and
Yeah. We went to the Guinness
I
factory.
thought it was in
and
the
we
East.
went-
Yeah.
We went to Bushmills whiskey.
Ooh.
That was fun because a lot of the people that I went with, they weren't whiskey drinkers, so I got all of their samples. I had a lot of whiskey that day.
I have uneducated ignorance. Like when you think of Irish food, we in America think of shepherd's
potatoes.
pie or meat and potatoes, cabbage and all that kind of stuff. There's obviously more to it if you're going over there to learn culinary skills.
It was more the management is what it was. And then because I was focused on pastries, I did more of the desserts. I was in the bakery part of it.
Gotcha.
But it's a lot of lamb. You ask for a burger, you get a lamb burger. I was sick and tired of lamb after 5 weeks.
Wow. Bob, how about you? Where have you been? Have you been to Germany ever?
No, never been.
No? Well, you're going to go sooner or later. Yeah. Bob will be going over there to, I don't know, buy equipment or
drink beer.
I don't know, drink beer or whatever. Like I've been to Canada, I've been to Mexico City, and that's it. I was younger. I didn't get to drink beer or anything like that, or agave or tequila or anything like that. So I haven't really been out of the country to see the culture there, culinary school, and eat the lamb. Oh, I make
trying to figure out how Heather was drinking whiskey 13 years ago.
Good point. Good point.
I was not 21 yet. That year I was turning 21, but in Ireland you could drink at 18. So I was able to drink when I was in Ireland. I was in there from October to November, and then my birthday's in December. So then I turned 21 in December. Yes, I was 20 when I was in Ireland.
Well, you could have passed it off as you were just drinking when you were 12, but you had to tell us how old you are.
It wasn't that bad.
Hey man, I'm from Nebraska. I was drinking at 12. Seriously. Back in the 70s and 80s. But we didn't we did. Never mind. We won't even go there. Nebraska. Let's see. What do we got? Cool Guinness Factory in Baltimore. Went there when I was in town for the Loyola Hopkins lacrosse game. Awesome.
The Guinness in Ireland is actually different. They brew it differently than they do here in the States.
Really?
What they call it, they Americanize Guinness for the States. So I'm not a big fan of it here. When I had it in Ireland, it was so good.
What's the difference, do you think?
It was 13 years ago. I don't remember.
And a hangover the next day, you wild Irish rose.
I drank vodka with a Russian, and I don't remember about 2 nights.
Oh my God.
Yep. There was a Russian there. He brought over his Russian vodka, and him and I went through a bottle and a half of vodka, just the two of us.
Wow. I heard it's really good, though. Who was telling us the story at the Bone Frog? We ran into a couple, and for the life of me, I can't remember their name, but they're from Iowa. They're from Davenport, Iowa. She's Russian. The wife is from Russia, but she's been here, 17 years. She was talking about vodka. Because you can't, with the war in Ukraine and everything, you can't get Russian vodka. They're not shipping it over here right now. So, the stores have been cleaned out of the high end, Russian vodka. And she was talking about that. And I think it might have been, was it Ray Cashcare that chimed in on that? Because a bunch of the former SEALs on our advisory board, Rob, Ray, McBee, had gone to Iowa for these people conduct some kind of archery camp or something like that, archery competition, even maybe. And she was talking about Russian vodka, how smooth it is, and it's totally different. And I said, well, what's comparable in the U.S.? And she said, well, Tito's is the only thing that might be comparable to it, But you've actually had the real
It was
stuff.
very good. And I'm not a huge vodka drinker, and I was drinking it straight. I mean, we were doing shots of it, but it was very smooth.
Here's a friend to Armed Forces Brewing Company and shareholder. Erica Butler is in chat right now. She's an Estonian American. She's from Estonia. She brings over some of that alcohol from Russia once in a while to events. Can't beat Estonians in vodka drinking.
I tried. Did not work.
Good to know.
Yep. Let's see. Ireland is awesome. Shane LaChapelle. Yes, the Guinness in Ireland is amazing. It's shit here. And ask Heather to cook or prepare dessert. Scott, if you're asking producer Heather out on a date, there you go.
I'm not cooking on first dates.
Oh, you're not cooking on first dates? Shall we insert a new perk into the offering there?
Oh, Lord.
For $10,000, you can make a beer with America's Brewmaster Bob Ruprecht and bake and cook with producer Heather. Here we go. Shane again. Any other IPA plans, Bob?
Yes. Can we talk about that?
Yeah. Let's do it.
We've got a double IPA in the works.
What do you got?
I believe it's called Ground Pounder. It's going to be in a camouflaged can so that you have to look for it. I don't know if my notes here in front of me. I know we've got some Centennial in it. Kind of a dank, old school double IPA. I think coming in about 9%. It's a nice recipe.
A 9% double IPA. Yummy.
Gonna make a double IPA. You might put in it.
Yeah. Without a doubt. What hops again? Tell everybody what hops again.
Again, I don't have my notes in front of me. I know we've got Centennial in it. And we have some Centennial.
Yeah.
That we can talk about in the future from another veteran hop farmer.
Boom. Boom.
I think we're gonna buy his whole crop. Very nice hops.
Now you've actually gotten a shipment of the hop.
I will be right back.
Okay. So the other thing is we're coming out with a black IPA as well. And that's all I'll say. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Because America's Brewmaster Bob Ruprecht makes the best black IPA in America. Oh, there we go. Bob's got visuals.
Pre-production sample from a nice farmer out there in the Midwest. And,
nice.
We don't have smell-o-vision here, but just delightful.
It's a kilo of weed.
little light of a kilo.
You need to get some dime bags going out of that, bro.
When will the cans not have wraps and are printed?
Who asked that?
That is Dennis. That will be on preamble starting in November. As a matter of fact, I believe the first cans are being filled next week, and those will be printed. And we are moving along with the other brands as well, slightly behind.
Yep, it's all part of our growth. It's all part of our growth and metamorphosis into the chains as well. Bob, we've got 6 and 12 box packaging coming out for that batch.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Yes, we do. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you're going to be able to carry out a 12-pack of our beer.
Indeed.
It's
just
going to be so cool to be looking like the big boys on the shelves and competing with the big boys on the That's super exciting stuff. Super exciting stuff. So let's see here.
Not always easy things to do.
Nope. Not at all. Especially for a company without a brewery.
The process of getting those printed cans has been it's been a long time coming.
Yep. Amen. So let's go around the room. Any final thoughts here, producer Heather? You got any final thoughts for as we march into the weekend here?
Nope.
No? Are you excited for Rally Point?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, me too.
Very excited.
Me too. We're going to have a great time. Should we put the link in for tickets one more time?
Yep.
Get your Rally Point tickets. Remember, shareholders only from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then it's open to the general public from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Tim Montana, country music star Tim Montana, live on stage with an incredible patriotic rocker. He's on our advisory board. He's our brother, and he loves America, and he runs around all over the country at veteran events and first responder events, and not only sings about patriotism, but he helps raise money for all these organizations as well. Dave Bray USA live on stage. He's going to open the show and do the national anthem as well. Rob O'Neill will be there. Brewmaster and Chief Brewing Officer Bob Ruprecht will be there, along with me and Heather and the team. Major Ed Polito is going to be there. Darren McBurnett will be there. One advisory board member you probably never heard his name unless you went to our team page. Chris Page is flying over from Stuttgart, Germany, to be with us for Rally Point. Chris is active duty Army. He's a squirrel over there hunting bad guys, and he's going to be with us. He's one of the co-founders of New York Army Week. He's a former commander of the Weehawken, New Jersey American Legion post. So we're excited to get him over with the team into the States instead of having to do WhatsApp video calls with him. That's exciting stuff. So it's going to be a good time. If you want to invest, go to the link to invest. You get in free to Rally Point, and you get to come to the 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Shareholders only portion of the day, where we've got some great things to talk about and beers to taste during that time. Or you can get a general public ticket for $30 and come on out and join us. Bob, last words, final thoughts. last holdup of delicious dark beer you have. Make everybody salivate. Oh, it's gone.
I'm empty. This is over.
It's over. That means our show comes to a close when Bob finishes his beer. All right. Any final thoughts, my man?
Final thoughts. I cannot wait for Rally Point. I want to get this death from above in the hands of our stockholders and hopefully see happy faces.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. If you made it, we're gonna have happy faces.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Anyway, to everybody, Thirsty Thursday every Thursday, 1700. You never know who we're going to have on. Everybody's recuperating from the Bone Frog Open right now. But we've got some really cool guests we're trying to get on the show here. And we'll tell you more about those in posts on social media and in your shareholders only update videos. So have a great weekend, everybody. God bless our veterans. God bless this great country we live in. Have a intercompany and have a great weekend. Peace out.